Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're wavy. Hope you're gravy. Where's my pen? Oh, there it is. Hope you're gravy. Hope you're gravy. Shout out, what's the name of the channel? Let me search. I think it's Tingle with me ASMR. I saw, yeah, it is. I saw some, let me show you. It's easier to show you than to explain. So this is her channel, and I saw this prompt. Discover Tingle with me ASMR's new community. I think YouTube is rolling out some. It says you're introducing a new space for you to explore posts and conversations from the creator and other viewers. And I think you have to be subscribed for like it says a day and some change for in order to post in these communities and whatnot. I think that's interesting. I think that's cool. I don't have that. I'd love that. I use my community tab a lot, and I think it'd be cool for other people to post on there as well. I mean, I can see some unscrupulous individuals posting nonsense, but I don't know. If there's ways to limit who can post, so that people, only like active members of the community and people like actually like watching the videos can post, that'd be cool. I don't know. But here's the thing: there are people who watch me that don't like me. I don't get it. I don't know why. But there's people who watch me regularly who don't like me, and they might also be posting on there as well, messing it up. So that would be interesting. But I think it's cool. I like posting on the community tab. I like the idea of engaging with the people who watch the videos. That would be so fun. So hopefully I get that as well on my channel, because I'd love to use that feature. See, because I'll be posting. I post on my community tab every day, multiple times a day. Random thoughts, the most random things. It's not even. But it often has nothing to do with ASMR. But yeah, I don't even know how I came across that. But shout out Tingle with me ASMR. Oh, yeah, anyway. Oh, another news. I think, I don't know if I'll make this a daily habit, but I want to read you what I wrote this morning. Like I've been saying in the past 2 videos, I've been doing writing exercises, writing drills every morning. I set up a daily challenge with Grok, with AI, where it facilitates these writing challenges for me, where the goal is to write. I give it a line of prose, and then it gives me points based on how good the line is, and then I earn XP. So I set it up where I earn XP for the lines I give it, and the goal is to level up through several rankings. So different rankings require different amounts of XP. So I'll just read the rankings to you. Rank 1 Scribbler, that's 0 to 49 XP. Word Weaver is 50 to 149 XP. Verse Smith is 150 to 299 XP. Lyricist is 300 to 499 XP, and then Bard is 500 plus XP. I am at Word Weaver, I believe. Where am I at? Yeah, Word Weaver. So every morning I just write a line of prose, and it assesses that and gives me points based on that. So this morning, what did I write? Let me read you what I wrote, and then I'll read you its assessment of what I wrote. So the goal when I'm writing, so let me actually Google the actual definition of prose. Let me ask, what is prose? Because I just want to give you like a proper technical definition. What is prose as it pertains to storytelling? Prose in the context of storytelling refers to the natural flowing form of written or spoken language that mimics everyday speech, as opposed to the structured rhythmic quality of poetry or verse. It's the most common vehicle for narratives, allowing authors to craft stories with flexibility, depth, and nuance. In storytelling, prose is the medium through which characters, settings, emotions, and events are conveyed in a straightforward yet artful way, relying on sentences and paragraphs rather than line breaks or metrical patterns. Think of it as the canvas of a novel, short story, or even narrative essay, unbound by rhythm or rigid form. It gives the writer room to explore the inner workings of a character's mind, paint vivid scenes, or unfold a plot at their own pace. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to remember all that, but basically I've been giving a similar definition when I was explaining that. I was saying it's the way a story reads. It's your style of writing, and incorporates things like assonance and alliteration, which is also poetic. These are also poetic devices, but essentially it's it's the way that you're telling your story. It's how your story reads, and like it says, yes, the canvas for your story as well. And anyway, this is what I wrote this morning. It was kind of long. There's 2 sentences. The idea is generally just give it 1 line. So this morning I kind of broke the rule, and I got penalized for it as well. But I said here, Elijah perched on the cliff's edge. Let me read it ear to ear. Elijah perched on the cliff's edge, his breaths as calm as the early hours, the forest spreading before him like a verdant sea. The sun peaked above the horizon, casting its glowing smile, birds greeting it with their morning melody. Okay, let me read it one more time and then we'll get into the breakdown. Elijah perched on the cliff's edge, his breaths as calm as the early hours, the forest spreading before him like a verdant sea. The sun peaked above the horizon, casting its glowing smile, birds greeting it with their morning melody. So it gave me strengths and growth spots. Growth spots is a nice way of saying weaknesses. So strengths, it said perched is sharp. So it's saying the word perched is sharp. It puts Elijah in a poised, almost bird-like spot, fitting the dawn vibe. Breaths as calm as the early hours, ties his state to the stillness, quietly poetic. Forest spreading before him like a verdant sea, is lush and expansive. It's a great simile with verdant adding rich color. Sun peaked above the horizon, casting its glowing smile, personifies the sun with warmth and charm. Birds greeting it with their morning melody. brings sound and life, caps it with a gentle lift. So with regards to the growth spots or weaknesses, it's 2 sentences, which is technically fine, but for XP, I'll score the tighter poetic unit. The first sentence stands stronger alone. The second feels like a tag on. Could condense. Example, sun peeking with a glowing smile. Next point, calm as the early hours is nice but soft. Could sharpen. E.g., example, still as dawn's first breath. Next point, no big sound play. There's room for alliteration or assonance. Example, verdant vale or melody mourned. I actually don't like melody mourned. I don't want to talk about mourning as in mourning. Mourning like you mourn death. Why would that be in here? There's nothing to do with the vibe I'm going for, so I don't agree with that last one. But anyway, verdict. This is the verdict. The first sentence sings, vivid, rhythmic, and tied to the theme. The second adds charm but dilutes the punch. I'll score it as 1 unit for fairness. It's strong, layered, and evocative. 12 XP. Nearly 15, but a tighter weave or sound twist could clinch it. So I had 71 out of 150, which is 150 is what I need to get to the next rank. So before this I had 71, so plus 12 equals 83. So I'm still in the word weaver rank. The next rank is verse-smith, so I'm at 100. I'm at 83, so I need 150. So I need 17 plus 50, 67. So I need 67 more points to get to the next rank. So I condensed the line, and the new line I wrote was Elijah perched on the cliff's edge, soaking in serenity, the forest unfurling before him like a verdant sea. Read it one more time. Elijah perched on the cliff's edge, soaking in serenity, the forest unfurling before him like a verdant sea. So it liked that. It gave me 15 XP for that, plus a 5 XP. It always gives me extra 5 for revision. So whenever I revise something, I just give 5 XP. So extra 20 points. Now I'm at 103 out of 150 XP. And I guess that's my exercise for the day. I might throw out some extra lines at a later stage during the day to just get more XP. And rank up. Try rank up. But yeah, the idea of these writing drills is just to improve, see what I can tweak. And I'm learning about the importance of incorporating all these different writing devices and considering flow, considering how it sounds, considering the poetic aspect of the writing, or something, just reading it is as pleasant as possible. So that it's not just the story that's good, but how the story was written is also enjoyable, so that it all comes together to make it a pleasant reading experience. Yeah, so I'm having fun with that. That's pretty dope. Some people would have a problem with me using AI in this way. I don't understand why. Someone would have to explain to me what's wrong with this. Because, there's some people who had an issue with this when I was talking about it. I don't understand. It's making me better. I'm improving daily. It's my writing. I'm thinking up these lines, and it's a process of refinement, and I'm learning. And when you do this day in and day out, you inevitably improve. So someone has to explain to me how that's a bad thing. Because, you give me a pen and a paper and you put me in a room, no internet, no gadgets. I can carry these skills with me and write something truly compelling as a result. Because I'm training every day. And it's making me better. So I just don't understand the issue here. I could never get a human to do this for me, because who wants to do this? Like, who am I going to say, like, every day I'm going to come to you and you need to score me and critique my lines and all this sort of stuff? And no, like, this is great, because at any time of the day, no matter what, the AI is always available, and it can help facilitate these training exercises. And It's great. I'm really happy about it. So, there'll always be naysayers and people who want to be angry for the sake of being angry. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm happy that I'm improving. I'm having fun as well. This is fun for me. I've gamified the learning process. I've gamified the honing process, and it's very rewarding. So, I'd encourage anyone to adopt this model. I think it's a cool model. Feel free to give me credit if you wanna, because I came up with this. I'm very proud of it. I think it's such a cool way to improve your writing. Once I reach 500 XP, I'm definitely gonna change the system so that I just more points are required to level up, and I think I'll push myself back to the scribbler rank, which is the entry rank, and maybe make like what's the top rank? The top rank is Bard, which is right now is 500 XP. But once I get to 500 XP and become a Bard, I'll go back to being a scribbler, and I'll say Bard requires 10,000 XP or something like that, and then work towards that, and then reset again. I'm telling you, man, I'm improving. Oh, by the way, I started reading this book called Jade City by Fonda. What's her name? Fonda Lee, I believe. Jade City, Fonda. Yeah, Fonda Lee. It's a pretty good book. It's pretty good. I don't go on Reddit a lot. I'm not a Reddit guy. I'm not a Reddit person. It seems like a very hectic social media platform, so I really don't go on there. But I did go on there to search for books to read. I went on the fantasy subreddits to see what people were saying, if there's any recommendations, and someone really strongly recommended. They wrote a very, very long endorsement of this book. It was actually crazy the amount of effort this person. They really love this. It's a book series. They really love this book series by this lady, and they strongly recommended it. So I said, all right, I'll check it out. And yeah, you know what? It's pretty good. I'm having fun. It had a slow start. In writing, the general idea is that your opening page should be something that just really grips the reader. It has to be something that's just like, whoa. So I like to start my stories with always like the first chapter has to have just a shocking opening. Something crazy happens. But some authors take the slower approach. So this Fonda lady took the slower approach, but you know what? I pushed through it, and I'm having fun now. It was a bit slow. I was wondering like when is it gonna get good, but it's gotten good. It's gotten good. I'm actually invested now and looking forward to how the story develops. And I've heard good things. So it won a bunch of awards. You know, when it comes to awards, I'm very skeptical. I'm not big on award shows because it's a bunch of people who decide this, and why do they have the authority on these topics? It's just a very small group of people that decide who wins these awards a lot of the time. And there are a lot of people who deserve awards that don't win awards. A lot of unsung heroes, as they say. So for me, I don't really look at awards as the be-all and end-all of anything. And it's unfortunate that a lot of artists do. A lot of artists base their worth on how many awards they won, and all the critical acclaim, and then what review score did I get from this critic, and all that sort of stuff. I don't really assess things that way, and I've never really based what I like on that. For me, I like what I like. I like to explore, which is why I don't like watching, especially like for movies, movie reviews. I like to watch trailers, and then based on whether I like the trailer or not, I'll go watch it. But these days it's tricky because so many bad movies. So sometimes you watch a review to save yourself time. Like, is this just another bad movie, or is this actually good? But back in the day, I didn't watch reviews as much because the quality was a bit higher. So like this was in high school, like pre the 2020s. like 2017, 2018, 2019, before the pandemic. The quality of movies was slightly higher. It was still, I think from the 2010s onwards, that's when you started to see the dip in quality. But I think I still caught like that a nice little wave of movies that were actually pretty decent. So I wasn't really stressing about reviews as much. You could go to the cinema and just catch a gem. But these days, it's getting harder and harder to find like really quality movies. Yeah, at least for me, I don't know. Maybe I. No. It's definitely the case that we're in a recession, a cinema recession, quality wise. But anyway, why was I saying that? Oh, I tend not to care much about reviews, generally speaking, just because I decide for myself. But unfortunately, a lot of artists just base their worth on what some critics said, or if they won an award or not. I just don't think that's good. So, although this Jade City, or Jade series, whatever, I forgot what the series is called. Although it's won a lot of awards, that means nothing to me. I'll see for myself if it's really this top tier book, this top tier series. We'll see. But so far so good. So far so good. It's I'm enjoying it. And shout out Fonda Lee. I'm enjoying studying her writing, like studying her prose. We talked about prose earlier on. Let me actually try to read some of. There was a scene where one of the characters was like meditating, and I thought that was very well written. I loved her description of that scene. So I'm on page 37 currently, so I need to keep that in mind. He sat down. Let me read it ear to ear. He sat down on a stone bench and closed his eyes, settling into his own heartbeat and breath, into the steady churn of blood through his veins. He explored unhurriedly. He followed the wing beats of a bat overhead as it darted this way, then that, snatching insects out of the air. From the breeze skimming across the small pond, he picked up the scent of blooms, orange, magnolia, honeysuckle. He searched along the ground for the mouse he'd sensed earlier and found it, a hot spot of thrumming life, stark and bright in the darkness of the lawn. When he'd been a student at Carl Dusheron Academy, he'd spent a night locked in a cavernous, pitch-black underground chamber with 3 rats. It was one of the tests of perception administered to initiates at the age of 14. He'd groped blindly along the cold stone walls, listening for the inaudible scritch of tiny claws, questing for blood heat like a snake, keenly aware that the exam ended if, and only if, he caught and killed all 3 of the sharp-toothed rats with his bare hands. Alon's back tensed at the memory. Anyway, I could go on and on. But as you can see, very well written, very beautiful language there, beautiful prose. So I'm studying that just to see what I can learn, what I can use in my own work. I need to read a lot more than I do right now. I don't read that much. It's very embarrassing. As a writer, you should be, learning from your peers, learning from all these people so that you can improve. It makes it easier. So I want to read more. But it helps when you're actually enjoying it. So I need to pick, you know what my problem is? I'll be reading, because, there'll be people say like these are the classics and whatnot, like this is the classic literature. because it's you don't know where to start. There's so many books out there, so I'll read like the quote unquote classic literature, but it's some of it's boring. So I need to find books that appeal to me. And yeah, it's an exploration thing. It's tricky. I don't know where to start. So I'm always open to book recommendations. I like fantasy vibes. I like sci-fi vibes. I just like things with good pacing and it's really gripping. So I'm open to recommendations and I can look into it and see if it's for me. But yeah, I need to read a lot more, man. I need to read a lot more. But yeah, shout out for the in other news, listen, I got Netflix. I renewed my Netflix subscription. I know. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but like I said, season 1 of Demon Slayer is not available on Crunchyroll in my region. I live in South Africa. So, for whatever reason, Crunchyroll in South Africa doesn't have season 1 of Demon Slayer, which is insane to me. Also, wait, what the fuck? What? I noticed Netflix numbers the seasons. Crunchyroll, for whatever reason, doesn't number the seasons. Netflix will tell you this is season 1, this is season 2, because the issue is I was watching Crunchyroll. Because Crunchyroll doesn't number the seasons, I pressed play when I was watching Demon Slayer for the first time. I clicked on Demon Slayer and I said, I pressed the play button beneath the title of the show, and it played the first episode of the second season. Because season 1 is non-existent on that platform in this region. So I was watching season 2, thinking that season 1, before someone commented and said, that's not season 1, bro. Because I talked about it on my community tab. And I was like, what the fuck? I was so upset. I'm like, how is this possible that this can happen? I was angry. I just thought it was so absurd. But anyway. Netflix actually numbers the seasons, and its UI is also just more intuitive and easier to use than Crunchyroll's. Yeah, Crunchyroll is a decent UI, but I just feel like Netflix is just better. But yeah, I'm gonna watch season 1. I might just watch the whole thing on Netflix, to be honest. But I also need to watch other shows so I can get my money's worth, because I did not intend to renew my subscription, and I'm very upset. I did not intend to renew. I didn't want to go on these pirate sites and whatnot. Like, I don't like the pop-ups. And sometimes you just see a girl with titties on there. You're like, bro, what is happening? So it's just like you're just exploring a dark forest, looking for anime, and then some girl with titties just jumps out of the bushes. It's like, no, this is not what I signed up for. So I'm just sheltering in Netflix, and I have to pay the fee for the shelter, unfortunately. It's just a cleaner, seamless experience. You don't have to worry about anything. These sites, they might have malware, they might have this, they might have that, all these random pop-ups. I'm not a fan. But it costs money, and it's just frustrating that sometimes you want to watch an anime and you find out it's not available on Crunchyroll. You have to, and it's not even getting a subscription. It's not available in your region. Like, some of these services are not available here unless I get a VPN. But now you have to pay for the VPN as well. It's crazy. So I understand why people go on these sites. I used to use 9anime, but 9anime has become unusable now. The pop-ups are crazy, bro. But yeah, now I just use Crunchyroll and I guess Netflix now to watch anime. Crazy. But yeah, I'm watching Demon Slayer on Netflix. I need to find something else to watch on Netflix so I can get my money's worth. So I don't feel bad about renewing my subscription. And then, yeah. By the way, I don't know if I'm going to keep uploading 2 videos a day. I've been uploading twice a day for maybe about 2 weeks now. I don't know how long I've been doing it. I find myself sometimes not knowing what to upload, which is not a good thing. So I think Saturday will be Bible study day. That's like the extra video on Saturdays. So Saturdays I upload 2 videos, and then Monday I'll do positive affirmations. And then every now and then I might upload like an ASMR gaming video as an extra video, and whatever else comes to mind. Like if I am inspired, I might upload a second video, but I don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it because it's not really helping. I'm sure I get some ad revenue from that, but you know, I think it's better to just focus on the one video and make the one video as good as I can. And then, yeah, because it just gets boring when you don't even know why you're making a video the next one. Because, you know, the second video is typically, it's not like rambles and stuff, it's just themed. Sometimes, like for example, yesterday I did like reading 100 Naruto Jutsu, which is actually pretty fun. I enjoyed that video. Shout out Naruto, it's a great show. But yeah, you know, then I'll just keep things as they are, one video per day, usually with Saturdays and Mondays being the exception, where that's 2 videos a day. And then every now and then you might get an ASMR gaming video. I was doing research on you know who I'd love to work for? If I was to make a game, I'd love to work for XAI. They have a gaming studio that they're making. They actually started encourage people to apply, so people can start applying. XAI is based in California. I'm not a big fan of California. I think the tax that you pay, I've been Googling, learning. I always think about moving, like where would I move when I was to move, and definitely a reason for me to go to the States is industry. I think I'd want, I'm very serious when I say I want to make a video game one day. It's not just something I say, I'm making plans for that, and then it becomes a question of, well, what's the best place to do that at? And the States is definitely up there. That's the hub of gaming, apart from like Japan. But yeah, US is number 1, even over that Japan. And then in the US, California is number 1, and Texas is number 2. I never knew that. I never knew Texas was number 2, but there's actually a very big very big gaming scene in Texas, and South by Southwest is held in Texas, and there's all sorts of gaming expos and conventions there. So I believe, what was it? Austin, Texas is number 1 within Texas. And then in California, I don't know. There's different places where gaming is popular, but California is definitely the hot spot for the gaming industry. That's where a lot of so you got USC, which I believe has like a dedicated gaming course, and a lot of the industry graduates from that university and others. So, you know, if you're someone who wants to get into that industry and you want to hire talent, it'll be easier if you live in areas where those people are concentrated, so it's easier to hire them. But then it's also easier for other companies to literally steal your talent by offering them better deals and contracts and stuff like that. So it's intense. But the scary thing about California is that it's very liberal, number 1. I'm not liberal. But also, it's expensive. I was like looking at office space and taxes you'd have to pay, not just personal income tax, but business taxes as well. And I'm just like, bro, like, how do people put up with that? It's crazy. Like just cost of living in general in California is just rent. Everything is crazy. Like prices of the price of food, everything in California is just sky high, bro. I don't know how people like put up with that. It's scary to me. I don't want to put myself through that. So, you know, Texas is more appealing because it's just significantly cheaper. And while, Austin, Texas might be a bit more liberal compared to other parts of Texas, but I'm more likely to find like-minded people. But then I learned about I learned that XAI is based in California, and it's not Burbank. I don't even know where did Burbank come from. I don't even know if that's in California. XAI is based somewhere in California, and I'm sure the people that work there, well, I'm sure they will be like somewhat liberal. I think the work environment will be very much like we're very serious about our work. We don't fool around, and we don't have any DEI policies or anything like that. Because obviously the head of the founders is Elon, and he's vocally against DEI, which I believe is a great thing. And so I wouldn't have to worry about that being the environment. Everyone's just focused on merits. Everyone's just focused on, is your work good? And we're not trying to give anyone any special privileges or stuff like that. We're just here to work, and that's it. That's the culture. So I think that'll be a nice starting point, just to get your feet wet in the industry and stuff like that. That'd be great. But yeah, it being in California is, oh, jeez Louise, man. I just feel like the U.S. is like the best option. It's an English-speaking country. You know, if I was to go somewhere else, there are options like in terms of like the Canada is also, it's decent. It has a decent gaming market there, and you could set up shop there. The UK, not ideal, but I guess you could have some sort of career there. It wouldn't be as easy as Canada or the US. Japan is not English speaking, but it has a very booming gaming scene. That's where Nintendo is from. That's where Sony PlayStation is from. So they have a very big gaming market there. South Korea is also an emerging gaming market, but also it's not English speaking. I'd have to dedicate a lot of time and resources into learning the language. So these are things I have to consider. But I'm very serious about making a video game. Like, I think I'll be very good at that. Like I always say, the first step is just writing this book. I need to show that I can write good stories and all that sort of stuff. And then I think the audiences for gaming and then especially like fantasy books and stuff like that, they tend to overlap. So I think if I could succeed in building an audience with my writing, it'd be the shift would make sense for them to say I was supporting his writing, now I'm supporting him in the gaming space. I think that would be a very logical transference. So I'm hoping that works out. I pray every day for that comes to fruition. I'm really interested to see how this book performs. Yeah, I'm hopeful. If we're just being purely realistic, just based on previous trends, I guess there's no real reason for it to perform that well. But I like to think that because my poetry book it didn't do that well. But I like to think that there's a stronger market for like dark fantasy type books than there is for like poetry books. So we'll see. We'll see. But I do think it's going to take divine intervention for this book to do well, to be honest with you. I do think it's going to take divine intervention. But I like to say that I'm not too attached to the results. It'd be a beautiful thing to see the book performing well, people sharing it, and it picking up steam. It'd be an amazing thing. Because I also ask myself, like, how do I market this? Because so much of the work is in marketing. And this platform is all I have in terms of marketing. I don't know how else I'll market this book, especially in this 21st century. Time times have changed, man. Before you could approach a publisher and they'll do the work for you and all this kind of stuff. And there was ways they'll do it, but those rules don't work today. Like, things have changed, man. So I always ask them, how do I market this book? I don't know. Besides telling the people on this channel, I don't know. But yeah, it'll be $1. It'll be $1. Very accessible. So when it's out, give it a try. Give it a shot. I think I'll make it available on Kindle Unlimited as well. So if you happen to have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, it'll be part of your subscription, so you can read it quote unquote for free, even though you're paying for the subscription. So it's not really free, but it's part of your subscription. So it's included in the fee you already pay. So yeah. And for those who don't have Kindle Unlimited, it's $1. How many things are $1 in this day and age? It's very few things. So check it out, man. Check it out. I need to start drafting an idea for my bad. Like what indie game would I make if I was given the opportunity to make a game? I have a couple ideas that I've drafted in the past, but I need to get serious about that. Like, what would I do? It has to be something simple that a small team can handle. Just so we can have something we can do and do it well, so that we can make a name for ourselves and then go from there. And you just build until you tackle a really ambitious project. And for a little while, I'll probably be working under someone else, and then I'd eventually like to branch off and start my own company. Because I have a whole lot of plans. Of what I'd like to do within that industry. So you definitely need your own company to have freedom to explore as you wish. Anywho, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. I pray that any of videos I do follow God. I thank you for this individual watchers. I know things for a whole unique and kind of path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in their life who love them, take care of them, and bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage and sustaining that love and marriage and making you very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life and giving thanks so they can find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life. So that your God, that you will, that you love them, you always with good health, long life, and happiness for this person and God. In my name, praying Jesus, and pray, amen, amen, amen.